Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we turn confusing corporate filings into something you can actually understand. Today we're diving into Louisiana-Pacific Corporation's proxy statement, and trust me, it's not as dull as it sounds. Think of it as corporate choose your own adventure, but instead of dragons, it's board members and executive pay. This document is basically a formal invite to their annual meeting happening in May. It lays out what stockholders get to vote on, like who gets a seat at the table and how much the top dogs get paid. The main event, electing 3 directors to the board. These folks are supposed to be the wise heads guiding the company, so it's important to know who they are. We're also voting on whether to approve the company's choice of accounting firm and, in a non-binding way, whether we like how the top executives are getting paid. The board is telling you how they want you to vote, of course. They're all in favor of their director picks and the other proposals. Only people who own stock on March 10th get a say. Each share gets 1 vote on each issue. So who are these director nominees? First up is Kelly Barrett. She's a retired senior vice president from Home Depot. That means she knows the home improvement market inside and out, which is useful for a building solutions company like Louisiana-Pacific. Next, we have Lizanne Gotong, a retired executive from Kimberly-Clark. She brings a wealth of experience in human resources and global operations to the table. Finally, there's Dustin McCoy, the retired chairman and CEO of Brunswick Corporation. He's been on the board for a while and even serves as the lead independent directors, meaning he's a key voice for the independent directors. But it's not just about the new folks. The finding also gives us the rundown on the directors who are sticking around, like Jose Bayardo, the president and chief operating officer of No Davi Inc. He brings financial expertise and experience with global manufacturing. Then there's Nicholas Grasberger, the chairman and CEO of Inveri Corporation. He's got a strong track record as a CEO and experience leading publicly traded companies. Let's talk about governance, which is just a fancy word for how the company is run. 10 out of 11 directors are independent, meaning they aren't employees of the company. The board also keeps an eye on risks, like cybersecurity threats. The audit committee gets regular updates on the company's cybersecurity program and emerging threats. Louisiana-Pacific is trying to show that it cares about the environment. They talk about sustainable forestry, reducing emissions, and supporting local communities. It's all part of their plan to build a better world. They also highlight their human capital management, which basically means how they handle their employees. They focus on safety, training, diversity, and employee well-being. There are rules about insider trading, preventing directors and executives from betting against the company or using their stock as collateral for loans. Now let's move to the financials, or rather the audit stuff. The audit committee pre-approves all the work done by the company's independent accounting firm, Deloitte and Touche. In 2024, they paid Deloitte around $2.4 million for the main audit and a little extra for some related services. It's all about making sure the numbers are squeaky clean. Of course, we need to talk about executive pay. The goal is to attract, motivate, and keep talented executives. The company uses a mix of salary, bonuses, and stock awards to make that happen. Here's where it gets interesting. This table shows exactly how much the top executives made. CEO Bradley Southern raked in over $9.5 million in 2024. It's a lot of money, but remember, this includes salary, stock awards, and bonuses. The table breaks down exactly how many stock options and other incentives that executives have. It is worth a look for those more versed in finance. It's worth noting who the big shareholders are. BlackRock and the Vanguard Group, 2 of the world's largest investment firms, each own over 10% of Louisiana-Pacific stock. Finally, the company confirms that there were no shady deals between the company and its executives or directors in 2024. Kamso Monai take on all of this. Louisiana-Pacific seems to be doing reasonably well, particularly with siding sales booming. The big question is, can that continue? The company is profitable and they are returning cash to stockholders through dividends and stock buybacks. But it is a cyclical market that they operate in. The board seems balanced, with independent directors providing oversight. The focus on sustainability and employee well-being is good to see, but it will be something worth keeping an eye on to see if the focus remains or just PR talk. The executive compensation is high, but a big chunk of it is tied to performance, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but all the ifs and modifiers make it very hard to know and verify. Overall, Louisiana-Pacific looks like a reasonably solid company. And that's the Decoder Take. What do you think? Leave a comment below, give us a like, and please subscribe.